Hey everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and today we're going to talk about scratch building terrain. So, if you haven't seen it, I have this old outpost that I worked on years and years ago, probably about 35, 40 years ago. Check that out. I finally got some paint on it. In fact, what it mostly is wood stain. So, do you guys use wood stain on your balsa or basswood? So, I do like to use basswood. Let's see. In comparison to balsa wood, I will mainly use bass when I can. It's just far more durable than balsa wood. If you're going to be making a diorama that isn't going to be touched, isn't going to be played on, sure, go ahead and use balsa wood. It's a lot lighter, easier to work with, softer, easier to cut, blah, blah, blah. Balsa's fine and dandy if you're making dioramas and stuff that ham-handed Dave isn't going to be, knocking around and pushing into stuff. If you want something that's going to be a little more durable, then use basswood. About the same cost, a lot sturdier, little harder to cut, a lot harder to cut actually. But in the long run, it's going to be a lot more sturdy. So one of the things that I like to do, and I didn't know this back when I put this building together, is that I actually like to stain the wood ahead of time. So here's what it looks like. Let's open this up so you guys can see it. Get the plastic off of there so it doesn't have that shine. So that's what the basswood looks like. Balsa basically the same. But what I like to do is pre-stain the wood, and look at that. I just think it looks. Here, let me see if I can find a little bit thicker pieces. It just looks really cool. I think it looks like wood. I don't have to go back and paint it at all. Sometimes I'll go back and do a little bit of dry brushing, but for the most part, I'm perfectly happy with using stained wood to represent wood. So, what do you guys think? Do you use stained wood? I like to stain it ahead of time. I find that a lot easier. I will actually dip it into the bucket. Uh, so I'll actually just dip the stick down into the bucket of stain. I'll use a paper towel and kind of wipe off the excess, and then I'll set them out to dry for a couple days. And then, just do, you know, uh, dip it, dip it the other side, use a paper towel, wipe it off, and that's it. And that gets this beautiful, beautiful dark, rich color that I really like to use in my scratch built buildings. I think it looks really, really nice, and it is just so much easier to stain it ahead of time. And no, it does not affect the ability to glue it. It still glues exactly the same as whether it was stained ahead of time or not. Works really, really good. So let's talk about glue. What do you guys use? Mostly I use regular old wood glue for building this sort of stuff, whether I'm using basswood or balsa wood. Now, if I'm working on something that I need to set fast, then I'm going to use a super glue. If I'm working on something that I feel like needs maybe to be a little extra sturdy, then yeah, I'll use super glue there as well. But mainly, I try to use just some good old fashioned wood glue, PVA wood glue, basically. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys use when you're doing that sort of stuff too. And that's basically it for this. I want to build a little bit more on this building. I want to build this out a little bit more. I'd like to maybe do a couple more towers. I'd like to do more wall sections and kind of fill this out a little bit so that it could represent an even larger outpost. So I think it'll have a little more flexibility. Now, this is something that I built a long, long ago, but I'm pretty sure I can reverse engineer it and figure out how I put it together and go from there. So really cool, really cool. Let me know what you guys use as far as for your wood. I think Jerry has also the buddy who does a lot of scratch building with us. I think he does a lot of the same thing that I do when he was doing like his Evil Dead house and stuff like that. I'm not sure that he does the staining ahead of time or after. I'll have to ask him about that. Anywho, leave a comment down below. While you're at it, make sure you get subscribed to our little channel. Hit the like button and the bell. And we're going to see you real soon. Bye, everybody.